Hi everyone, Chris Natsky here with Black Belt Leadership Speaking and Coaching with your Mind of a Champion tip of the week on Facebook Live. I just wanted to point out, last week I did a unit on finding our voice, and then I found out that the audio quality on the recording was really poor. So I'm on a new iPhone, so hopefully you're hearing me loud and clear. Today I wanted to talk about this whole idea of preparation and how important it can be in our lives. In martial arts, one of the things that we're constantly studying is to make sure that we're prepared for situations. And I remember very clearly when I was playing college football that one of my coaches spoke about the idea of luck being when preparation meets opportunity. So being prepared is a huge piece of success. And I've always, even though I never got past Cub Scout in Mrs. Larson's den, I totally admired the Scouts because their motto is to be prepared. And it got me thinking this week about how when we are up to big things in our lives, and people who accomplish big things and really make a big impact on the world, they don't do so because they don't have any challenges. They do so despite the challenges. In fact, many times when they're up to bigger things, the challenges are even bigger. And so it doesn't really have to do with the fact of moving through things totally smoothly. It's people's ability to deal with the challenges when they come present. And it got me thinking about a story early in my professional career. Right after graduating college, I was really fortunate enough to get on board with Procter & Gamble. And so many of you who know my story, that's where I started in the beauty care sales division. So yes, I sold shampoo, deodorant, and hand lotion for a living in my old life. But it was really one of the best experiences that I had coming right out of college. Really taught me some great valuable lessons. And in one of my first assignments, I was in Southern California in the beauty care division there. And I was a unit manager. And one of the things that we did annually is we had a promotion that we did in conjunction with the Miss USA pageant. So, and what happened as a result of that is every year, the reigning Miss USA would come to our market and would go to customer calls with us in order to promote the upcoming Miss USA pageant and the promotion we had with the beauty care division. So, being the new kid on the block, I got the opportunity to be the escort for Miss USA. I know, not a bad gig. And so the first year that I did this, was blessed to have this young woman named Michelle Royer. She was Miss USA 1987, great lady. And we had taken her to a couple of our customers in the morning. She rocked them with her presence and her passion, and they had signed up to really promote the event. So we ended up going to lunch, not only eat, but to celebrate a little bit. And we're all sitting around the table, got Miss USA, have her chaperone, also a number of members of my sales team. And of course, at lunch, what do you think Miss USA would order? That's right, she'd order a healthy salad. So we all order our thing, and we're having a nice lunch, and she's eating her salad very deliberately and very poised. And we all complete our meal. And of course, the waiter comes up and asks if anyone wants dessert. So we have all, of course, say no. But the one beauty queen at the table says yes. And she not only wants dessert, but she wants the biggest, most decadent dessert on the menu, the mud pie. So those of you who don't know what mud pie is, it's an ice cream pie, right? So she places the order, and we're all like, wow, what's this? And a couple minutes later, the waiter comes back, and he's got this 7-inch decadent mud pie, and he places it in front of Miss USA. And we're all sitting there with our eyes wide going, man, is she going to demolish this thing? Well, she and her chaperone grab a fork, and she takes a bite, and then soon after that, her chaperone takes a bite, and then she takes another, and then she takes a third. And after the third, she places her fork down, as does her chaperone, and she looks at all of us and says, would anyone like a bite? And we all decline. And then she looks at me and she says, would you please pass me the salt? So I pass her the salt, and she takes the salt shaker in her hand, and she vigorously shakes it over the mud pie. And I'm like, oh my gosh, there's like a $20 dessert just going right down the tubes. So we're all looking at her what are you doing? And she smiles and chuckles, and she says, well, now that I put salt on it, I can't eat it anymore. And I didn't know it then, but I know about it now because I was exposed to this concept in this great book called Rethinking Positive Thinking by the author Gabrielle Oettingen. And what Miss USA was demonstrating and teaching me, 3 decades ago, was this concept that Oettingen calls WHOOP. And what WHOOP is it's a process for dealing with challenges and having a plan for challenges before they arise. And WHOOP is an acronym. W stands for what is your wish? So, of course, Miss USA wished to enjoy the mud pie. What's the outcome that you want to have? In your life, when you're going down the path, what would you really like to experience? And for Miss USA, she wanted to experience the mud pie, but she didn't want to overeat. Well, the second O, the third aspect in this process is the most important, because that's where you identify the obstacle that might come across the path. See, most of us are really good at creating our dreams and continue and having a plan on our dreams, but where we get off path is when the obstacle comes up and we don't have a plan for it. So the O stands for the obstacle, and Miss USA knew that at some point in time she didn't want to stop eating, and she may have eaten the whole pie. So she had a plan, and that's what P stands for. The plan was to vigorously shake the salt so that she wouldn't eat anymore. So the idea there is she demonstrated in a masterful way the concept of WHOOP. And so my challenge for all of us this week is, where do you have some big plans in your own life? And what has oftentimes got you off track? Have you tried it before and life just happened? And as a result, you had to change course or you had to stop your plans, etc. This concept of WHOOP, what's your wish? What's the outcome you want? What is the obstacle? Identify it, and then having a plan to deal with the obstacle can get us to where we want to be. So thanks so much for listening. I always appreciate everybody's feedback as I produce these. Love your feedback. Love to get your feedback in terms of topics you'd like to see in the future. And if you know somebody that you think would benefit from this, please share this. Please comment. Please like it. And whether you share that publicly or you do it in an IM with somebody, if they could really benefit from one of these lessons, I would truly appreciate you passing on. So once again, I'm Chris Natzke with Black Belt Leadership Speaking and Coaching, and we'll see you next time on the Mind of a Champion Tip of the Week.